So I'm sure you've been wondering whether AI can make websites. Obviously, web development is not just about coding a website and just, put in a prompt into an AI chatbot and making it, develop a landing page. Obviously, there's so much that goes into developing a website. For example, let's say if you're in e-commerce and you want to create a website for, let's say, a clothing store, and you want products to be sorted according to the price, the category, and things like that. So obviously, AI alone cannot do all of that yet, because when it comes to purchasing, making the payments, and all of that, there are a few more things that needs to be done that AI cannot do with a prompt alone. Obviously, AI can be used as a tool to make those things happen. So, but today I just want to show you how you can create a simple landing page using ChatGPT or any chatbot of your choice. So what you do is just say create a highly specialized, so it's going to create the prompt, right? So always when we are getting AI to do something, it's always better to use the prompting technique that I showed you in my earlier video, because it will do a much better job. For example, whether it's a social media strategy or whether it's some advice that you need. So using this principle can refine the outputs that ChatGPT or any other chatbot will produce. So I just copy pasted that, and now it generates the code in HTML. So this is going to be a bit of a long video, because in order to successfully deploy this website, I need to go into GitHub to actually copy the HTML code, the CSS code, the JS code, and to actually deploy it and to see whether the site is actually working. So as you can see, HTML is being coded right now. So that is done. So what you want to do is just copy it and then go into Notepad and paste it. So once that is done, you go to file and you save as, and let's say you go into documents and you need a folder, obviously, so it's going to be sample site, and I'm going to save this as index.html. It is very important that you save it in this code, because the primary page should always be index.html, especially if you're coding in HTML. So that is the index page. So you go ahead and save it as that. And now all you need to do is go into GitHub and deploy it. So obviously, if you don't have a GitHub account, it's always better to create one, because it's not just for coding, right? There are other projects that you can post on GitHub as well. So you can verify with your mobile, so using OTP, and I got a OTP on my phone, so I'm just gonna put those digits and it is approved. So when you're inside GitHub, what you want to do is go to the plus sign and go to new repository, and then you say the repository name as sample site. So you don't think you can keep spaces, and you go ahead and add readme and create repository. So it's very important that you toggle add readme, and then all you need to do is go to add file and upload the file. So I say choose files and go to documents. There we are, sample site index.html, and go ahead and commit the changes. So once that is done, it will take a bit of time to process the files. There's also further steps that needs to be done in order to actually deploy it. So you go ahead into settings, and then you go into pages, and then deploy from a branch is okay. And from the branch, it's important to select main and then select save. Okay, so it says here, I mean, it's not very clear, but the message you get here is your GitHub pages site is currently being built from the main branch. So this is going to take some time, so I'm just gonna skip to that part. Wonderful. So it's done. You can go ahead and enter the website, and here we are. So yes, and this is exactly why AI can still not replace web developers. So yes, it has gotten the framework right. You can see it says travel X, home, destinations, packages. It's a simple landing page. It doesn't have any other folders because it's one index.html file, but it does have a lead generation form, which is very good. And now A further step here, in order to actually connect this lead generation form, you have to connect it to a WhatsApp API or an email API so that it actually works. So this is just the framework, this is just a sample. So obviously AI can be used as a tool, but it still cannot replace web developers so far. So thank you for watching and follow for more.